Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we are going to be making this Over the Rainbow, Sorry for Your Loss pet card. I had a friend, she had a puppy that, well, he wasn't a puppy, he was 15 years old, and he passed away over the weekend, so I'm going to make this card for her. So let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need the the Brights collection of DSP, or well, you could use the neutrals too if you wanted to do a more subtle. I'm using the Brights. You could use the Regals too, whatever you want to use, but I'm using the Brights. So we have Highland Heather, Bermuda Bay, Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Pacific Point is what I am using. I have two pieces of basic white that are 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I have scored that at 4 1/4. Obviously, you could use any base that you wanted to. I'm using pink because Puppy was a girl, so I'm just using the pink. You're going to take your strips of 6 by 6 Designer Series paper, and you're going to cut them down to 1 1/2 by 6. So they're essentially going to be, obviously I've already made the other card, so the other Mango Melody is in the card, but this is 1 1/2 by 6. Then you're going to put it on your paper trimmer from corner to corner in the groove, and then you're just going to slice that down the middle, and then that's going to make your rays or rainbow. I think this is called a sunburst card. I'm not for sure. I've actually never made one before, and it was pretty easy. I was pretty surprised. I've seen them, of course, all over the place, and I thought, I have never looked at how to make one, so I didn't know that it was so easy. Yeah, so, all right, so I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal, and I am going to cover this whole piece of basic white. I'm going to cover it as much as I can with the seal. I guess you could do this with the glue, but by the time you got to the end, I'm afraid that it would be just tacky and not wet anymore. So that's why I chose to use the seal. All right, so let's see. For the start of my rainbow, I'm going to start with my Flirty Flamingo. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and you're going to line it up at the bottom down here. Not at the corner. It can go down just a little bit below the point. And I'm just going to get my hand stuck. Just going to put that down there right like that. And I'm not even putting it to the edge of the paper. I want it to hang off. So it's going to hang off. And I could have actually had it hang off just a tad bit more. Let's move this over just a little bit because I do want it over the edge there. All right, well, the sentiment's gonna cover that up, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Then I'm gonna take the Real Red, and now we do want to make sure that these butt up against one another. So make sure, that's why it's nice to use the glue, because you have a little bit of wiggle room, but you would have to put the glue on the Designer Series paper. Okay, you want to make sure that you come up here, all the way up on both sides here. So let's just make sure. That we're right up against the other ray there. There we go. All right. Now we will do the Mango Melody. And again, just making sure that it's butt right up against here and all the way up to the top up there, which it did not. So I want to make sure. Okay, there we go. And then we will do the green. All the way up to the edge. Oh, and I still didn't get it up there. Goodness sakes. Now I hope I can get this off. Oh, pretty good there. All right. Make sure that this gets all the way up to the top and all the way over to the other one. All right, there. Well, I'm just bound and determined to rip this paper. Okay, there we go. Now I got it all the way up toward the top. There we go, finally. All right, now the Granny Apple Green. And like I said, this is going to be covered up, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like down here. And then the Bermuda Bay. Okay, and then the Pacific Point. And then the Gorgeous Grape. All right, now we'll burnish that down real good so that they don't come off. Then you're going to take your snips and you're going to cut off all of this that's hanging over right up to the edge of your basic white there. And that's another reason why I didn't want to use the glue, because I didn't want to have glue all over my scissors, which can be cleaned, but looks like I am going to use some glue on the Gorgeous Grape just to glue the end down there. And that's gonna like that. Let's see. Well, let me get some glue down there, even though that's not what I wanted to do. But I do want to make sure that that's not going to come off. You want to make sure that you get your glue all the way to the edge of your paper. Obviously, I did not do that. All right, while that dries, I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes. Let's get our, let's see, let's get a piece of Basic White. And I'm using my layering circles. And I'm using my mini, my 1 and my 2. And then I'm using my number 6. I label mine from 1 to 8, 1 to 8, 1 to 8, so that I know which one I'm looking for. I start at the lowest and then, or the smallest, and go to the highest. All right, so I have my number 6 here. All right, then we're going to take, I'm using the stamp set Pampered Pets. It's always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. And then I'm using the bowl and the little hearts. And please pardon my nails. I just, a couple of them popped off, so I'm a picker. So I had to pick them all off. All right, so I'm using these Always in Your Heart, So Sorry for Your Loss. All right. I'm not crazy about that, but it will do. Actually, I'm going to do the back side. Let's try it again. I am kind of stamping it up more towards the top because I want to put the little, that's better. I want to put the little bowl underneath of it. So we'll put the little bowl under there. And then I'm going to put some of the little hearts up on top. Just like that. And I did use Blend Black because I am going to use my blends. Not doing anything spectacular here. Since I'm using the Flirty Flamingo card base, I am just going to use my Flirty Flamingo blends, and I'm just coloring it in. And then I'm using my Real Red Light and Dark. So first I have the light, and I'm just going to color in the hearts. I'm just going to shade a little bit at the bottom of the heart. And then just fill it in again, or blend it out with the light. All right, let's set that aside for a second. Let's go ahead and continue to cut my rest of my paper off here. So that, cut all that off. A little bit right there. There we go. All right. So there's that. Then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to adhere it right here. So let's just take some glue and I'm going to adhere that on. And I'm just kind of putting my glue up towards the top since I know that I'm going to be cutting the edge off. So let's just cut that. But I want to get I don't want to lose my S there. So I'm just kind of making sure that I don't lose my S, and I also want to make sure that it's straight. All right, so now I'm going to take my card base. I'm going to fold that in half. Use my bone folder, make sure you get a good crease. I'm going to take this, looks like I got a little ink on the back. And I'm not cutting off the sentiment until I get it layered on here. All right, just like that. Now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to turn it over and I'm just going to cut that off. A little piece there, there we go. All right. And I got it over far enough so that I didn't have to cut anything off on that side. I don't know if it looks better with it or without it, but Anyway, so this is for the inside. The other piece is for the inside. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little hearts and I'm just going to put those on the inside there. I'm going to take my blends again and I want to make sure that it's dry. Mine's pretty juicy because I just re-inked them. So we'll do the same thing that we did on the outside. The light, the dark, and then the light again. Then I'm just going to take some of my seal. And that's going to go on the inside of my card, where you're going to be able to write them a nice message. All right, so there's that one. And then here's the other one that I had made earlier. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. You can head on over to my blog for all of the measurements. I will have that over there probably by tomorrow. If you have, oh, I already told you. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.